Right, let's get to it then. Let's get to this, and whether you think it is a handball, whether it's a penalty, whether it should have been given. Where do we go?
Well, I don't want to see it given handball, but when you look at the laws, I mean, look at all the Chelsea players there. They think it's hit Greenwood's hand. They're all up saying handball, where it actually hits Callum Hudson-Odoi's arm. And under the laws, yeah, that should be a penalty. I don't want to see it given a penalty. I don't think it should be, but because of the laws, and I mean, there is just so much confusion around this law. The referees are confused. They haven't got a clue what is right and what is wrong, because it's been tweaked, it's been changed mid-season to accommodate it. I mean, whether it's in a natural, unnatural, the hand's high, the hand's low, you've got the sleeve. I mean, no wonder there's the inconsistencies every single week. I was at a game 2 weeks ago, Southampton Wolves, where a ball was smashed at a defender at 100 miles an hour from 2 or 3 yards away. It hits his arm, he gives a penalty. There's nothing he could do about it. 20 minutes later, a ball that comes in from 20 yards away. The defender's arm's out and he doesn't give a penalty. We saw one last week, West Brom, Burnley, that wasn't given. And, I mean, it's just... There is so much confusion around this law, it's incredible. The refs haven't got a clue what to do.
Common sense has gone out the window, because we used to referee with common sense. You used to allow the referees the autonomy to have some common sense. I agree with Alan. I don't want to see that given as a penalty. It was an accident. But you can't have the penalties we've had given this season and not give that as a penalty with the others that we've had. If you want any consistency, that's a penalty, 100%. And I understand their frustration. But it is an absolute mess. It's chaos.
It was kind of tweaked to go less about unnatural body shapes and more to whether the hand is in an expected position or not. That was kind of how it's tweaked. Now, the fact that one referee looking at the VAR says, actually, you might want to go and have a look at that, but then the referee's gone to have a look at things, no, I don't need to have a look at that, it isn't a penalty, probably shows two differing opinions within those refs.
Interpretation.
And there lies the problem.
But when you say refs haven't got a clue, that is actually not being critical of referees.
No,
that's
it's not
critical of, but that's being critical of a system that has been put in place not just here in the UK. We had Marseille-Lyon on in the corner this evening. There was a handball in there that looked very harsh to be given. This is across the game.
It's not being critical of the referees at all. It's being critical of the system and what they're being told to do. That 1 minute they're told to do this, the next it's changed from game to game. It can't be right that the law has been tweaked midway through the season. As I said, I just think they are so confused, the referees, that they don't know what to give and what not to give.
And as we understand it, FIFA and IFAB are going to have another meeting where we expect handball to be discussed, which means we could go down another path with it.
I dread to think what's coming next. The implementation's wrong. The referees are confused. The VAR people at VAR are confused. It's to be honest, in a way, we were both hoping it was going to be given to make the game a bit better, and it did that. You know,
I mean, even when you look at what happened yesterday with the referee, I think that's a consequence of. I mean, he's like a rabbit in the headlights. That's a consequence of them
not knowing whether they're coming or going.
I totally agree.
But there's a competency. Can't even say it.
There's a what?
Yeah, there's a competency issue where the referees have to take some responsibility for their level of performance. We can't just keep saying it's VAR's fault and we're confused by the rules. Know the rules, have some courage of your convictions, and do the job. But
the system's taken away the courage of their convictions.
2 years ago, 3 years ago, we were told that they weren't going to re-referee the games. Maximum benefit, minimum intervention.
Clear and obvious.
Clear and obvious for the absolute howlers. None of that has happened. The referees are worse now because of that than they were 4 or 5 years ago. And they're finding it so difficult. As I said, you go back to that law, it's so confusing.
Right. Talk about Fred.